Howdy, howdy. Let me pause the music. This headset feels weird. I don't know if it's just because I haven't worn it in like a week. I legitimately have not even really been in my office. I've just had tons of other stuff going on, or if um my my son apparently at some point was in here on my PC, and I thought maybe he had messed with my settings or something like that, but my volume's all weird. And but anyways, hi, hello, happy Tuesday. I am well, I mean, if you're in the Discord, you probably saw my tirade, but I am glad to be back. I had tons of things going on last week, and so unfortunately I was not able to get a stream in. So if you are just joining us, today is part 2 of this project. This is our MerMay project, and we're working in Tales from Atlantis by Hanna Karlzon. And so far, we are just using the Derwent Inktense. I might bring in some colored pencils later. And I did play around with. She looks a little funky. She is not as yellow in person as she looks on the camera, but there was definitely some debate behind the scenes about what was going on with our poor mermaid here. But I did do some experimenting on the skin tone, and let me tell you, it is not easy to get in mixed skin tones with these pencils. So I can't really do. I'm gonna try and walk you guys through my process, but there's really not a process because I'm just kind of winging it and seeing what happens. So hey Sonia, how are ya? Howdy howdy. We're just well, I'm just getting started. I needed an extra few minutes this morning. I will say though, because I know you've seen this, once it dried, it actually looked a lot better. It was quite vibrant when it first went on. So now I have to remember what order I did this in. Did I start with the mustard? Let me see if let me see if I can kind of recreate what I did with this. How are you this morning, Sonia? Someone might have forgotten it's only Tuesday. Yeah, definitely feels like the week has been a bit longer. How did I do this? What did I do? Did I use the saddle brown over top? All right, we're just gonna wing it. That's what we do here. So I'm gonna start down here with the finger that I hate it when I get my weekdays mixed up. I just feel like I mean all my days feel like the same. You know? It's like living in Groundhog Day. Alright, let's take a crack at this. And I'm hoping I can cover this up over here since it's dry, and I should be able to go top of it, but we shall see. Did you do anything fun this weekend? Okay, then the pink. And then just a tiny bit of the blue. Okay, that's not too bad. And then I can always a little more of the pink. It was good. I can't remember. Oh gosh, that's either really, it was either a really good weekend or a really bad weekend, and you blocked it out of your. Okay, I'm gonna have to be careful with this because the paper is actually starting to pill. Some of this was not activated fully. And then once it dries, I might have to go in and do my shadows with colored pencil because I'm afraid if I put too many layers on this, it's gonna damage the paper even more. To be super light-handed when you use these for skin tones, apparently. Although that's not this. So this right here is more what I was going for. This finger's a little dark, but we'll roll with it. Okay, let's see what we can do very carefully up here with her face. And I may have to give her some darker colored like eyeshadow to kind of offset where I went out of the lines. And I can just go over the top of the freckles. So I'm not super worried about like shadows and whatnot at this point. I am going to leave a few areas a little lighter. But I don't dislike the way she's turning out so far. She's a little funky, but you know, she's a mermaid. Okay, let's see how she's a mermaid. She's allowed to look at Tad Green. I think I concur with that. We just gotta find that balance between like, okay, she's a mermaid, so she looks a little green, and that she doesn't look like seasick. It's just it's a bit of a like it's a bit of a process, skin tones with these. Especially on paper that doesn't enjoy a lot of water. And so it's like I'm just activating like a small space at a time, because that way I can touch things up and it's not gonna dry on me. If I activate the whole thing, I run the risk of my layers drying too quick on me and not being able to adjust anything that I want to adjust. So and then once it dries, then I can go back in and start doing some shadows in the corners, the edges. Because if I do that now, it's just gonna blend right into the rest of the wet ink. So hey, Rainbow Kitten, how are ya? How goes it? Yes, happy MerMay. And also, she doesn't look quite as yellow in person. I think it's just the lighting on my desk. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Playing Diablo. Nice. No, I want the blue. Just a tiny bit of the blue. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do this section down here because there's no delineation, like there's no lines for where what is background and what is her body. So I'm doing okay. Um you know what? I'm not even gonna say that it was a mini meltdown this morning. It wasn't a meltdown. It was just me standing up for myself. So, but yeah, there was a moment this morning, and I almost decided not to not not to stream today. I was like, am I in the headspace to do this today? Because honestly, but I didn't stream. Ooh, that's a little too blue. I didn't stream last week, and I want to progress on this project, so I just haven't streamed in forever. Just yeah, it's tough. Um, I mean, like honestly, like not saying that streaming games is easy because I've done that before too, but at least then I can sit up straight in my chair, whereas like this, I always end up like leaned over my desk so that I can make sure that I am um that one that I can see what I'm doing and that I am close enough to my microphone. But I'm sorry you've been having issues with your back. Hopefully it clears up soon. I think I'm just going to do the this area down here in the gosh darn it, she's got more hair over here. Okay, lady. Now I got to remember how I did this. Gosh darn it. I'm fairly certain I used the flamingo pink for Ugh. How did I miss How did I miss this? I may have to go back and watch the watch the watch the stream from watch part 1 so that I can remember what exactly I did. Miss Mermaid here with her crazy hair. Didn't notice it either. I guess I was just so focused on like the it's you know what? It's all good. We will figure it out. Pretty sure that it was this combination, and then I think I used a little bit of the blue up around the roots. And then I'm trying to decide. I think I'm gonna do like a turquoisey color kind of around her, and I think I'm just going to do the turquoise in this area. I'm not gonna attempt to um try and figure out where a body would be down here. Uh, I feel like we should call this mermaid Jane. Is that too on the nose? Oh my goodness, they just keep popping out of the they're every tiny little hair strand. But I think she looks cool so far. Her hand's a little funky, but you know. Did you guys hear that apparently Karen Dash is releasing or released? I've been on like multiple websites and can't I can't find them, but apparently they are releasing like anniversary sets, and there's like 5 or 6 sets of I think they're sets of 10, and each of those sets has like 3 different colors in new um Neo Color 2s. They're only on the Karen Dash website. I Is that on like the European website? Because I looked on the US website and I couldn't find them. Because depending on the cost, I 5 sets of 10 each, and each has 3 new colors. Yes, okay. And then they have the wooden box that's got like 50 colors. And so um 35 of them are colors that are already out there, and then the 15 new colors, because I was honestly thinking of getting the the box of 50. I feel like at this point I'm using them enough that I could justify that if it's not like too super expensive. But I was watching somebody review them. Oof, duh. So it took me to the US site, and it shows them to me, um but it says available soon, so I can't buy them yet. And that is, yeah, $220 for the 50 set. That's a little much. Okay, yeah, cool. Thank you, thank you. That's kind of a bummer though. Like 30 $31, like, yeah, it says I can't order them and have them shipped to me directly here. I probably could use my UK like forwarding address, like I did for the open stock for my Chromaflows, but 31 USD for the each of the smaller tins for just um 3 new colors is. And I heard they have no plans to release those new colors as like open stock, but 21 Swiss francs each, so no idea what that is in real money. Yeah, it's 31 USD per set. And the big one, cuz they converted it for me when I clicked the link. Um in the box 220. I think I paid less than that for my set of 84. And for only 15 new colors. I know a lot of people are upset, like, why not just release a tin with the 15 new colors? Although I guess maybe I should go on Cult Pens and see if they have plans to do like what they did with like the Chromaflows. Let me look. Yeah, it doesn't look like they have anything yet, but again, if they're not planning on releasing them anywhere but on their website, but we'll just have to see cuz yeah, I'm contemplating, but really like I just want the new colors, you know? The one of the reviewers that I watched said if he would was recommending like if you could only get one or two sets, I think he said the portrait set had some good colors, and one of the new colors is kaput mortem. So I was kind of that's one of my favorite colors in the blur blur the holy cow, my brain. Um Polychromos. Yeah, there we go. Did I watch the Swiss guy? I think he was Swiss. It kind of popped up in my feed and I was like new colors. In a couple of years they'll add them to open stock. I don't know. I mean, I honestly at this point I count on nothing. So, yeah, so maybe I will just go through in um depending on how long they're available for, just look at a couple of the sets and think about what do I use them for? I mean, I coloring books aside, most of my personal artwork is food, so Sorry, I had to turn the book for a second. It's the easiest way to see what's going on over here. I like the little pop the orange adds in. I just think it um makes it a little bit more dynamic. Hey, Ballatini, welcome, welcome. How are you today? We're coloring a mermaid in Tales from Atlantis for MerMay with Derwent Inktense. Skin tones are fun. But I like her. I think she's different. She's unique. That is a little too much pink. And my paper is starting to pill. Can we tone it down without ruining it? Probably not. Now she looks like she's got bruise. We're never gonna win this one, guys. But you know what? That ocean life is a rough life. Her hand got inked by the by the little guy. I don't know. Maybe she got hit by a boat propeller. She wanted to be where the people were. She got a little too close. Dasiki hair looks like the rest. I wouldn't know I hadn't colored it at the same time. Nice. Nice. The Neo 2s, I want them so much, but more supplies. Um, you really like if you are in the market for some of them, I would just buy a couple open stock to start. They're fairly easy to mix colors, so you don't need the whole 84 set. Yeah, and I'm not even sure on the hair, Sonia, if I if I use the right color combination, but it looks like it, and I've largely been on a um like it's been a pretty limited color palette so far. Although I'm thinking, so it's almost cat lunch time. Hey Cheryl, how are you? So Bella, do you have a favorite supply that you use in your coloring? Have them, but then the colors look so. Oh, have them, but then the colors look. Gotcha. Gotcha. The new colors. Hello, Brittany. How are you? Okay, I'm gonna try something real quick. Watercolors. Nice. I don't use my watercolors as much as I should, at least in terms of my coloring books. Okay. I do want the limited edition sets, but dropping 100. Yeah, yeah, that's a lot. And then part of me is like, if I don't get them now, then I'm just gonna get the crap tariffed out of me if I decide I want them later. But then I'm also trying to like not um like panic buy stuff. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of this purple in a couple areas on here. I'm gonna try and be careful, but it is very similar, a very similar color to her hair color. So in terms of like shadows, I'm gonna have to ponder a couple things. Water mediums are just your favorite. I also enjoy the water mediums. I have issues with my hands, so they're a little bit easier on the wrists and on the hands sometimes than pencils. Busy day or way now I need to we were away and now I need to catch up. Oh, I got you, Cheryl. I appreciate you popping in, but I totally get it's like the post vacation. Like, why did I even go on vacation? Because now I just have a whole bunch of things to catch up on from vacation. And it's like you need a vacation from the vacation. So this is red violet right now. I'm honestly just experimenting and messing around, which is pretty par for the course on this channel. Yeah, we were just talking about the new Karen Dash sets. They're not quite available everywhere yet. And yes, art is experimental. At least for some people. I'm sure there are some out there that are a bit more rigid with their art than others, but I don't use my Inktense as much as I should. But we've kind of been between our last couple of projects and in this one, we've been kind of favoring, at least for base work, either the Neo 2s or the Inktense. Yeah, that would be nice. Maybe at some point in the future they'll consider doing that, but okay, she needs some oh, that's so cool of you. That is definitely a very thoughtful gift. Mm. I'm gonna have to punch that up with some colored pencil black. Oh, no, I'm gonna wait on that because it's still wet. So, the her hand is a little more yellow than her face, but it is what it is. We tried some things, and some of them were a little more successful than others. But I actually really like the I really like how her face is turning out so far. I'm just kind of pondering, and I think I am gonna have to do some pencil work on here, but do I stream regularly? Oh well, that's debatable. apparently. Typically Tuesdays at 10:30 Eastern is what I consider my normal stream day. But I've had a bunch of stuff going on as of late, so I have had to cancel some things and move some things around. But let me. Are you on Discord, Bella? Do you Discord? Okay, hold up just a second. Sorry. So I have it on a command in here, but the link expires sometimes. So we do have a Discord. You can join us over there. I recently opened it back up, so it's pretty quiet. But you can share your work and whatnot over there, chat with us. Um, and if I'm not active here on YouTube, I'm trying to be better about being over. I'm always on Discord, but I I mod for a couple people on Twitch, and one of my best a couple of my best friends are over there, so I spend a lot of time in other people's Discord servers and not always enough time in my own, but I try. So that is an option. But yeah, typically I try and stream at least once a week if I don't have appointments and whatnot going on. So yeah, I like the face. I just feel like I'm having a hard time um like color theory wise in terms of what I'm gonna do for like some shadows around that headpiece. So I may end up just doing that with colored pencil at the end. And I like the little touches of the purple, but again, like up around her hairline, it's a pretty similar color to her hair. So, um I'm not quite sure. And I'm not quite sure what I want to do with these the fans yet either. Because I think I'm gonna do the background in kind of an aqua color. And I know I we talked about the charcoal gray, and I think it was the Shiraz that I was experimenting with of doing like the jewels and stuff in black. We liked how that looked, or not black, but the charcoal gray. Just joined, awesome. Let me just make sure that um okay. If you go into the rules and roles channel and just hit that little check mark, it should open up the rest of the server for you if it hasn't. I have it set so you have to check that box in order to get access to the main part of the server, cuz Discord is full of bots, so it keeps people from just going in and dumping a bunch of crap in the Discord. And then you can choose your roles too. Or I can do that. But yeah, you gotta at least hit the green check mark. But welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so I'm a little behind schedule today. This is usually when I take a quick break. I gotta go feed the cats their lunch. So I'm gonna throw the BRB screen up for you guys, put on some music, and I will be right back.
If you're gonna stick around, and if you plan to hold me down, be patient cause I'm finding out that I might need you. Yeah. Don't wanna mess up. I can't lose your love. I can't get enough. And I'ma keep my heart up by my side. I can act tough. Don't need out of love. You got me
Okay, I'm back. Just as the song ends. Okay, I think I'm going to start on some of the pieces, the headpiece here. So this is charcoal gray because I didn't want to go like full black. And I'm gonna do a couple first and see how it looks. And this is the Shiraz that I used in the hair. So let's see how those do. I might have to find an even smaller brush. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay. I'm going to have to switch to a regular brush and some water for these because of how tiny they are. So do you have a favorite coloring or like coloring book artist? Do you do like traditional art as well as coloring? Tell me more as I pry into your life story. I have not used this brush yet, and it's kind of funky. Feels a little weird in the hands. Oh, hi. Hello, ma'am. What are you doing? I have a visitor who's probably going to end up on the camera here and what are you doing? Are you cold? Huh? What are you doing, baby? Are you going to come sit over here? Don't knock the water over. And don't drink out of it. Why don't you stay here? There's space. Yes, I will give your channel a sub as soon as I am done with my stream. Sarah and you both color me more than her. And you guys have a lot of books. Hannah's in the stacks, and you love Jasmine Beckett Griffith. I don't think I have any of her stuff. I do a lot of Kirby on this channel. Watercolor paint, ceramics, fiber arts, and Devlin art. Nice. I also do not necessarily so much on the channel, but I need to get back into some jewelry making. I have the supplies. I was gonna make a leather wrap bracelet band for my watch. I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. I thought about maybe doing something with that in the for the members, because I don't think it would do super well on the main channel. And they get to be my test babies, although, well, we're figuring it out. Oh, you'll be right at home here if you enjoy Kirby. We did the first set of Oz pages from Dark Fairy Tales. That was our project last month. And I am still working on finishing the second spread for that. But I'm recording that, and it's quite a bit of footage to sift through. You love to beat? Oh, man. Well, if we ever do any of that on the channel, I do mostly, like leather, like wrap bracelet style stuff. I also have a ridiculous amount of, like stage makeup and special effects supplies. So I went back to school after I left the military and got a degree in theater. And then when I was doing game streaming over on Twitch, I would do character cosplays and play as the characters that I was playing as in the game. So So I'm not super worried about these little like about coloring over these little like doobly doos on the outside of this because I think I will probably grab um some kind of like opaque sparkly medium and go over top of that. The Red Queen in an Oz picture. We did the Twister and the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion, and then I'm working on the other one. Yeah, the I don't remember if I put that in a playlist of its own. I keep meaning to like organize that. Um but it's like a five part live stream. So it is on the channel cuz we did that one live. And then it's crazy, but we'll have to start thinking about what we want to do for next month's project. Although maybe it'll be a lonely book club month. I don't know. I need to sit down and go through my books. Nice to catch people during the day. Yeah, I usually do oh, the camera did not like my brush pointed like that. Yeah, I usually stream during the day. It's easier for me to stick to like business hours. Just cuz evenings are usually dinner and all that fun stuff. And yet again, I start on the right side of the page and work towards the left. You would think I was left-handed. Okay, well while that dries so I don't drag my hand through it. Um let me think about what I want to do with these fans. Let's see, magenta color palette. So of course they've got like turquoise and aqua. But if I'm doing aqua for the background, I don't want to do it for the fans. Let's I'm gonna try something. I just gotta see here where this. So in here. Oh, let's see. So this is the same blue that I used to tone her skin. So we're gonna give it a try. It's because my camera keeps going in and out of focus. I was zoomed in to look at something and it was locking onto the end of my pencil. Yeah, it was not just on your side, it was on everybody's side. My camera has decided it wants to be silly today. Okay, let's see how this looks. Yes, I will probably pre-order the Halloween book. I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. I had some unforeseen expenses, so maybe once my YouTube payment comes in. Planning on getting her new book. Yeah, I definitely will pick up the Halloween book. But I need to color more in the Hanna books that I have. The new one, is it just, hold on, I'll have to look. Um, it's just Halloween. The the yeah, it's just so that's the cover of it on her Instagram page. The Christmas book. Um, I actually so the Christmas book is already out, but it was only released I think in Swedish. I have the Swedish edition, but the English edition is just coming. Let's see, hold on. So the English edition is coming out this summer. I'm excited for it. I'm always down for some themed books. But the pictures look cute from what she's shared. And then I think Kirby has an anniversary book coming out too in the fall. Nope, we did cat feeding about 45 minutes ago. So they have all been fed. Esther's actually in here toasting her cat buns on the warm spot on my desk. Why don't you come over here and say hi instead of glaring at me? What's the matter? Huh? Hmm? Come here. They don't show the Halloween book yet on Amazon. So, it's only available right now on I iMusic and Bocus. I don't believe that it is going to be available on Amazon right away. Come on. You want to come over here? Huh? Well, I got what I asked for. Here, come here. Come sit back here, because now nobody can see anything but your back. Oh, huh? Now all I see is your booty. Are you gonna purr into the microphone? You wanna say hi? Look. Oh. Ah! Technical difficulties. Okay. You wanna come say hi? So people can see that you have a face and not just a booty. Wanna say hi? Look. Look up here. Show everybody your meat hooks. Hmm. If she's still, I do believe that she is still dealing with some health issues. What? Hmm? Are you just a baby? Isn't that how it should be? Yeah. Hmm. She's the boss. Oh, let me see if I can. There we go. We'll make it a little wider so maybe of course now she's going to be camera shy. Ouch. No biting. Hmm? You're a mean boss. Hmm? This is Esther, by the way. Affectionately called Art Cat. She likes to come up here and tell me that everything I am doing is bad. And then throw my pencils off the desk. Don't you? Your butt's kind of on my art. Hmm? Cat stream? Look, you want to say hi? You want to come back over here? Okay, we don't need to show the world your butt. Favorite pencils. Honestly, probably my Derwent Chromaflows. You don't need to chew on those. Hi, Soup. How are you? Could I dip her paws in paint and do a kitty art stream? So, I would not dip her paws directly into the paint, but um, what I have seen some people do is they put a canvas and paint inside like put the paint on the canvas and then put it inside like a giant like plastic Ziploc bag, and then they get their cats to run all over the bag and make art that way without actually putting paint on the cats. Can't understand the the Chromaflows, like the best way to use them. Okay, well, this is no longer my stream, it's Esther's stream. Chilling with some coffee. Yeah, I'm thinking about a second cup here. So I think a lot of the the reason that people find them so difficult is because a lot of the ouch, ma'am, that is inappropriate behavior. You may stay on the desk, but you may not bite me. um Totally lost my train of thought. uh is because a lot of like the marketing and the hype and the early videos around them were comparing them to Prismacolors and talking like they were supposed to be either a replacement for Prismacolor or that they were going to be comparable to Prismacolor. And Derwent may have created them to find a market in the US similar to Prismacolor, but the comparisons were not the best way to sell the product. So I think then when people purchased them and were trying to use them like a Prismacolor and discovered that they couldn't, that they were disappointed and felt misled. And nothing, there's nothing like a Prismacolor. There, out of all of the pencils that I have used, um budget, expensive, they all have their own little like quirks and whatnot. But I use them as a layering pencil rather than attempting to use them like a smushy type pencil. I really find them more in line with the polychromos. Not quite as hard as the polychromos, but more catered toward being used uh, in that style. And I tend to use like most of my pencils like I do my polychromos, even my Prismacolors. I'm just I'm not a pencil smusher. I actually, because I mentioned before, I have issues with my hands. I actually find trying to use the Prismacolors, like how most people use the Prismacolors, actually hurts my hands worse than layering my pencils up. And I have a whole bunch of videos and streams here on the channel, like using the Chromaflows. We use them. Hold on just a second. Let me look here. So I want to try and think of something that we did with them where we used just the Chromaflows, because the last month's project was just the Neo 2s, but if you want something where I actually use them and talk through them, there's a playlist on the channel. There's only 2 videos in it right now, but I use the Chromaflows. It's the plant and animal coloring tutorial. And there's 2 videos in there. I did 2 different types of mushrooms, and those are a little bit shorter, more condensed videos. We did a couple months ago. I did the Chimera from Kirby's mythical worlds, but I use them as accents on that one, not as a standalone. I'm just trying to go back and see what I've done recently with them. Condensed mushrooms. Lol. Yes, yeah, there was a tutorial on coloring mushrooms. There is a beginner friendly. I use them coloring wooden objects. There's a page from Mythographic Mythical Beasts that I use them on, but that one is a speed color, and so there's not as much talking. Actually, no, I lied. It's a speed color, but I did a voiceover for that one. So that one would be a good one, where I kind of talk through my process on how I use them. But just just a little, they take a little getting used to, but I find that with most supplies there's a bit of a learning curve to them. the Chromaflows are smaller barrel than their other colored pencil. They are, in that when they first came out was one of the things that I wasn't sure about. But then once I kind of figured out um how I like to use them, I don't mind the narrower barrels, because most of my initial layers I'm holding the pencil farther back. And they are also a pencil that they like to have other pencil to grip onto. So typically what I do is I will kind of like undercolor with a lighter color that kind of matches with my color scheme, um just to have something down on the paper for the top layers to grip onto. My favorite thing to color object wise, probably food. I also draw and paint quite a bit of food. So I know Soup cringed when I said mushrooms. But yeah, if you if you hang around this channel, you'll definitely see the Chromaflows put to use. But yeah, I can't be a heavy-handed colorist, which I think is why I enjoy that style. And just kind of my approach to coloring is I don't always have a set color palette when I start a project. I may have an idea, and I may know I want to color one thing a certain color or a certain way, but then once I have that color down, I might change my mind on the rest of the elements. So I usually start with an idea, but I'm never so like married to a color palette that I'm not willing to change it. But depending on what we do for next month's project, maybe I will well, I can't even say bring them back. They've been in my little cup on my desk for months, which is probably part of the reason, like, because they're just here and I'm comfortable with them. So planning projects and without having to like put them back and get something else out. But we'll mix it up eventually. I'm just kind of favoring between my Inktense, my Neo 2s, and my Chromaflows as of late. Almost never have a plan. I just go with it. I started doing color palette challenges each month. Push those of us that don't like simple color palettes. That sounds like fun. I usually like I said, I start with an idea or a reference photo and then I just kind of go from there. But I definitely don't sit and plan my projects out like in depth. I'm also a horrible human being because I don't like swatching. I mean, I will do it, but most of the time it's for paint or a supply that I'm not really sure about. And I very rarely, if ever, will I can't say that. I have swatched on stream, but I don't do it very often. Sometimes if we're between projects and I have stuff to swatch, it's not horrible to do because then I just get to sit here and chat and vibe, which I mean I do when I color anyways, but um I don't find it relaxing. Sometimes I will, or like with these I didn't swatch, well, I have these my Inktense swatched, but like in terms of my color combinations, I just because I don't really care about the title page in this book, I was just using this front to test my stuff. Let's see, what else do I have out here before I dig any more pencils out? Oh, you are color soft. Oh, that's nice that you have a partner that enjoys that, so they can do all of that for you. Sorry, didn't mean to wake you up, ma'am. I just have a cat that throws my stuff off the desk and bites me. Huh. Well, she's a beast. pups that do that. What kind of dogs do you have? We have 5 cats, 2 house rabbits, and 2 guinea pigs currently. A Great Dane and too many dachshunds. Oh, that's quite the size difference there. Yes, many cats in this house. We have uh 2 boys and 3 girls. Parker and Aluso are my boys. And then I have Esther, Lorna, and Minerva are my girls. And then our rabbits are Fiona and Morse, and our guinea pigs are Ollie and Nitro. Oh, 10 weeks. She just a baby. Luso is 9. Parker will be 9 this summer. Minerva will be 9 in the fall, or so we think. Esther just turned 4, and Lorna just turned 2. And then both the rabbits will be 9 this summer also. Ruger, Remy, and Aura. Love it. Okay, I gotta turn the book. I'd like to try and finish this, the majority of this shell before I stop for the day. I wasn't sure how this blue was going to look with the other blue, but I actually kind of like it. I think it gives it a nice contrast. And then when I do the aqua for the background, I can bring this in to that as well. And then I'll have to figure out what I want to do for the decorative. Let's... Okay, I'm gonna try something real quick. I think it might be time to retire this brush. Or at least retire it from detail work. So I think this would be a better idea once it's dry and I'm not just risking ruining the paper, because then I can get a little bit darker. But I'm just kind of messing around. Don't care for that. Let's see. Your favorite thing to color is skin. That would not be up on my list of. Okay, I'm gonna just leave that alone and see how it dries. It depends. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I don't hate it. Um, it's just it's different when you're mixing. And since the Inktense doesn't really have any like skin tone colors, it requires uh a bit of trial and error. And this is the first time I've used the Inktense to do a skin tone on a portrait like this. I use them on one of the the fish in the Kirby books with the surfers inside like the tail waves of the fish, but those were like tiny, so I was really just, you know, kind of, it didn't matter if it didn't look perfect because it wasn't like the main focus of the the page. Um, but for this one, her face is the main focus of the page, so there's a little bit of a not wanting it to look like too horrible and awful, but I don't hate it. And I have a rule for myself that I had to come up with. Um I'm allowed to not like my work, but I am not allowed to just leave it at a flat out, like I'm not allowed to say, "Oh, I hate this." I have to be constructive with myself about it. So rather than saying like negative things like that, I have to be specific about what I didn't like, and it has to I have to form it in the sense of, if I could have done this different, I would have tried this. And I have to find something positive about every piece that I do. Basically, I have to compliment sandwich my work. I'm allowed to learn something and still not be okay with it. Yes, exactly. I have to be constructive about it. I can't just sit here and tell myself, well, I hate it. I don't like it. What didn't I like about it? And what did I learn in the process, and what would I do differently the next time? And then of course I have to follow that up with, well, I don't really like what I did right here, but I really like how her hair came out. I think that she looks like the cover of Maroon 5's Songs About Jane album, was what we kind of decided. After I did the hair, I was like, I was listening to music and I was like, oh, what? Oh, the audio's gone? I'm still. OBS is still picking up my microphone. Huh, that's weird. I might have moved a little bit away from the microphone. It's kind of a precarious uh position things um are are in with the way I have this set up. I just don't want to get to the point where I'm just like tearing my work apart in a non-constructive way. I guess is basically the long and short of it, cuz um I used to be like that quite a bit. Bella, I forgot to ask. Do you what pronouns do you use? Because I was gonna say that you answered above, but I didn't want to refer to you as she her unless I knew that that was what you preferred. Okay, noted. I will remember that. I just wanted to make sure. I kind of default unless I know to just using they them, but I figured I would ask. But I like the way our mermaid is turning out so far. I think she's pretty cool, and we definitely learned some things when we did this hand down here. we're just gonna we're just gonna say that it's the lighting. So her face is lighter because she's got this fan that's kind of blocking some of the light. Try to remember everyone, but if not, I say them, they them. Yeah, I do the same thing. It used to piss my boss off because I would go in to talk to him about something and I would refer to somebody as they and he'd be like, "Well, who's they?" And I'm like, "Sergeant so and so, the person that I was just talking about." Oh, well, mm. Oh, you are very welcome. We're glad to have you as part of the community, and I will pop into your Discord as well and say howdy. Um my brain is a little all over the place, and dang it, Sonia, there's more hair. I'm gonna have to scrutinize this because they just keep popping up. So I'm gonna put this out there with a disclaimer. I would like to try and get another stream in this week. I make no promises that it will happen because appointments, things like that come up, um, and I don't want to make promises that I can't keep and then get called out for it. So if I end up streaming later in the week, a thumbnail will go up. Your son says they them for everyone even when they say she he. Yeah, I do that a lot too. I do that a lot too. He's older now. I have a he'll be 15 the end of this month. He was quite a bit younger when we had when we had this conversation. Um, we were in the car and we were talking about the Demogorgon from Stranger Things, and I referred to the Demogorgon as a she, and he looks at me and he's like, "Well, I don't think the Demogorgon is a she," and I was like, "Okay," and he's like, "Well, I don't think they have. I don't think they identify as he or she. I think they're non-binary." And I was like, "Okay, do you know what that means?" He must have been like 8, 9 at the time. Um, and he's like, "Yeah, it's they don't go by traditional like gender roles. They don't identify as a man or a woman." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, you know, where did you learn that?" And he was like, "Oh, one of my video games has an option in the character creator where you can make your I mean, I don't really think that we need to get into that aspect of it in the channel. I'm not going to speak for other people. I can't control how other people act or react. I can only control how I act and react, and um that's really all I'm going to say about that. Um, I think I do my best to try and be open and um, accessible. I mean, I'm non binary, but I use gendered pronouns. I've had people that tell me, well, if you're non binary, why do you use gendered pronouns? Because I can do whatever I want. And I don't really feel the need to have to explain myself. I mean, I will if people are respectful about it, but again, everybody's mo is different, and yeah, that's all we're gonna say about that, and we're gonna put a pin in this conversation. And yeah, so that's gonna be that is going to do it for me for today. I am in need of a snack and a cup of coffee. And yeah, I will do my best to try and sneak something else in later this week. But again, no promises. I'm gonna try and be. Dude, my brain is like, your wife answers to anything but is non-binary. I'm really like I'm the same. Like for just outwardly like social, like whatever I identify. If people ask my pronouns, I'll say she they, but if somebody refers to me as he him, I don't correct it because I really don't care. But that's just me, and everybody is different. And that's why it's important to have open dialogue and respectful conversations. So, no, it's all good, Soup. It's all good. We got kind of waylaid when Esther came over and was laying on the project, but then we got to put the camera on because for like the first time in months, I felt confident enough to switch over and put the face cam on, and we got to see the cat. But yeah, so yeah, if a thumbnail goes up, and I'll try and put it over on the tab. Um, but yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you guys so much. I super appreciate all of the support and all of you hanging out, and hopefully we can finish up this project over the next like week and a half. I probably will do some of this down here because it's going to be the same, so I'll do this off camera, and then we'll come back and we'll finish that up, and then maybe we'll do some pencil work. We'll see what happens, and we still have the background to do. So, but anyways, thank you guys. I will see you in the next one.